Welcome to the English Learning Podcast by Mahsa Karami Academy.
Hello everyone, it's David here. I'm really happy you're joining us today. So Mahsa, we're talking about oil and gas. Big topics, but we'll keep it simple.
Absolutely. Let's start with oil. Oil is a black liquid that comes from deep in the ground. It's something that we all use almost every day, even if we don't see it directly. For example, when you take the bus, drive a car, or even fly in a plane, you're using oil. Oil gives us the energy that helps these machines move.
And gas is kind of the same, right? It also comes from the ground, but we use it more at home. Like, we use gas to cook food and to heat our houses, especially in winter when it gets freezing cold here in the UK. I grew up thinking energy just meant the electricity for lights, but actually, oil and gas are both important types of energy.
Exactly, David. And when we talk about getting oil or gas from the ground, that process is called drilling. Drilling is when special machines make a deep hole to reach oil or gas below the surface. By the way, it's a great word to remember, drilling.
Here's something funny. I remember as a kid, I thought a pipeline meant a big pipe for water, like a supersized drinking straw. But actually, oil and gas pipelines are absolutely huge, and they're even more important than I realised back then. They move oil and gas long distances, sometimes across entire countries.
Yes, that's right. So let's review a few words you just heard. Oil, gas, energy, and drilling. These will come up a lot today.
So once we get oil and gas out of the ground, there are a lot of people who work to make sure it gets to us. It's not just one person or a little team, it's a huge industry. There are engineers who design the equipment, workers who run the machines, and drivers who transport oil and gas in big trucks or tankers.
And these people work in many different places. Some work on land, in large fields where oil is found. Others work at sea on massive platforms called oil rigs. An oil rig is like a city in the middle of the ocean, with people working, eating, and even sleeping there for weeks at a time. Actually, I visited an oil rig once for a school project. I was so surprised. It was so busy with lights everywhere, even at night. It really does feel like a small city, and people work all hours to keep things running smoothly.
That must have been incredible to see up close. And those pipelines I used to imagine? They're how oil and gas get from those places, land or sea, all the way to us, even if we live far away from the oil field or the rig. The network is just huge. It's like the veins of the energy world, right?
Exactly. Pipelines move the oil and gas over long distances, under the ground or across the land, so they can reach cities, factories, and our homes.
So, quick recap. If you hear oil rig, think big place where oil is taken out of the ground. If you hear pipeline, think of a really long tube carrying oil or gas from one place to another. It all connects, in a way.
Now, let's talk about what happens once oil and gas reach us. At home, we use gas for cooking and heating. Oil, on the other hand, is used for transportation, like getting food to supermarkets by truck, or even making some things you use every day, like plastics.
And all the energy from oil and gas powers lots of important places. Without it, things like schools, hospitals, or even traffic lights just wouldn't work. It's kind of wild to think about how connected everything is, isn't it?
It really is, but because working with oil and gas can be dangerous, safety is a huge priority. Workers wear helmets, special safety clothes, and follow strict rules to protect themselves. These steps help make sure everyone goes home safe after a long day.
Yeah, they can't just show up in their jeans and a t-shirt. There are even people whose jobs are just about making sure everyone stays safe and the equipment works properly. But there's another thing we should talk about, maybe the most important, and that's the environment.
Yes, oil and gas help us in many ways, but we have to be careful to protect our planet. We should all try to save water and air and look for ways to use energy more wisely. More and more people are also thinking about cleaner energy in the future, like solar or wind power. It's about finding a balance.
Totally agree. So today, we learnt about oil and gas, new words, how energy comes to us, and why safety and the environment matter. If you're listening and practicing with us, just remember, every new word you learn is another step forward.
Thank you for learning with us today. Keep practicing and stay curious. There's a lot more to explore in the world of energy. We'll talk more next time.
Take care, everyone. See you next episode. Mahsa.
Goodbye, David. Goodbye, everyone.